Alrighty, welcome to the inaugural episode of TNC Sports Betting and Sports Media. Alrighty, let's go ahead and hop into it. This is gonna be a podcast about NFL Week 1 picks and predictions. So we're gonna go through our futures for the year. I'm Christian. This is Troy.
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Excited for this. So what we're gonna do is we have four picks that we're making this week. We're gonna give you 3 of them, and then we both have one lock of the week. But before we get into that, we're going to start with our futures. So, Christian, what do we got this year?
Alrighty, so I just do this every year. I take a pool of money. So I think this year I took about like $90. I think I put $30 on each one of these. I got Jets Super Bowl at a line of plus 1125, which I thought was pretty good odds for that talent stack team there. And then Jags Super Bowl, that's just kind of I think the Jags will be really good this year. Don't know if they can get it all the way done, but I know they're going to make a playoff run, so love that. And then the safe pick, Bills Super Bowl, if this Josh Allen Diggs kind of drama is settled, I think they got a really big shot here.
I'll add to that. I like Kincaid coming in.
Yeah, and you need Von Miller back on the defense, I think, to lead that defense. But other than that, I mean, I think
right.
it's the Bills. They're a solid team.
Right.
They've been close to a Super Bowl. Let's see if they can get to it. Troy, what you got for this year?
So, first one I have this year is I like the Saints to win the NFC South at plus 140. So the reason for this pick, they're the only team in that division that has a veteran quarterback. We have a rookie with Carolina. I know he's the first overall pick, but again, he's a rookie. Desmond Ridder. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm a Falcons
absolutely
fan.
not.
I know what you're talking about.
And then Baker Mayfield, I'm good on that too. So Derek Carr has proven himself in the league. So I like the Saints to win the division at plus 140. I also like the Jags to win the Super Bowl at plus 2,000. It's one of those picks that you kind of make hope. It's plus 2,000, so it's like the odds are stacked against you, but they have the talent to make it happen.
Right.
I think T-Law might win the MVP this year as well. So, and then obviously Calvin Ridley.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time he's had a legit number 1 receiver. I mean, I know Christian Kirk is his number 1 from last year, but I mean, he's not really a number 1. And then I like the Lions to win the NFC North. A-Rod is gone. So thank God. Now someone else has a chance, and I think the Lions get it done this year. I like that team's demeanor the last couple years, and I think they get it done, man. I really like that team. So, and then and speaking of the Lions, they have a shot tonight if Kelsey doesn't play.
I really think I actually have the Lions. I took them earlier this morning.
Okay.
With no Kelsey, I mean, I think Mahomes is that guy, and we saw that when he lost Tyreek, was still good when he just had Kelsey. But now that he has no Tyreek, no Kelsey, his number 1 receiver is going to be what? Sky Moore?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. It's Mahomes, so you never know. But I'm taking the bet on the Lions for a little preview.
So last one I have, this is kind of in line with your Bills one. Could kind of be a toss-up between these two, but I like the Bengals to win the Super Bowl at plus 800.
Okay.
I think it is Joey B's year. He's had his chances. He beat Mahomes one year. Lost to the Rams when they were stacked that year.
Yeah.
Last year, heartbreaking loss. Should have won the game, honestly. So, and he's 3-1 against Mahomes?
Yeah.
Right. So that's a proven track record. So, give me the Bengals. I don't like the Chiefs to repeat. I mean, you don't really see that happen often. I don't remember when was the last time that's even happened. So, Here we go. So we'll dive right into the lines. What we're going to do is we're just going to go through each game. If we have a pick that we're making for the week, one of our 4, then we'll kind of go more into detail with that. And then for the games we don't have picks, we'll tell you why we're not making the pick and then kind of move on from there. So we'll start with the Lions and Chiefs. Chiefs are minus 4.5. This line was at 6.5, and then the Kelsey news broke. And then what's his name on the defensive side? Jones isn't playing. Yeah. So what's your thought on this game?
So I actually I got on this before the Kelsey news broke. So I actually kind of got word of the Kelsey news through Pat McAfee's show. Immediately hopped on my phone and made the bet. And when I made the bet, I think I got it at like plus 5.5. I think that's what it was at before the Kelsey news broke. So I think I got it at plus 5.5 which I really love.
So you took the Lions plus 5.5.
Mm-hmm. So I took the Lions plus 5.5. I think I threw maybe a half unit on it or something because I just don't believe in betting against Patrick Mahomes, But I just don't think that they win this first game this year for some reason. I think they start off slow, and then when Kelsey gets healthy, I think they go crazy. They're going to have one of those years where they win, the last 11 of their 12 or something like that. But yeah, other than that, I still think Patrick Mahomes throws for probably over 300 yards, even with Sky Moore as his number one receiver. But I mean, I just still think the Lions are a very good team,
right.
Young, great defense. The offense is, as we've seen, great O-line, great receivers. Jared Goff's playing, if he's playing like he was last year, they're going to be fine. But yeah, that's really it I have on that game. You got anything else on that one?
Yeah, so I'm going to pass on this one, but here's the reason why. The best defensive player on their team, Chris Jones, is not playing. And it's kind of crazy that he is worth a full point in the spread, but he is.
Yeah. He's holding out on his contract.
So let's just think about this. When he does not play, the Chiefs get ran all over.
Right.
So I think the Lions, what they want to do as a football team is they just drafted the running back in the first round. They're going to want to feed those two guys they have in the backfield. Right. So it's kind of scares me. Like if I was going to pick the game, it would be Lions plus 4.5.
Right.
But again, we're going against Mahomes, so it's just week one. He's been ridiculous. I think I saw something this morning where his week one since he's been a starter in the NFL, I think 0 interceptions and it's like averaging like 325 a game, 4 touch. It was a ridiculous stat. So I'm just going to stay away. So with that being said, we'll move on to Bengals versus Browns. This is at the Browns. Deshaun Watson's first full year back. I know he came back last year, but it was kind of middle of the year after the suspension. So first full year back. Joe Burrow is healthy. He said he's good to go. What are you thinking here?
On this Browns one, it's kind of weird because one, Joe Burrow wasn't 100% healthy. I know that he was kind of having some problems. I think he hurt his hamstring or something like that in preseason or in a practice. So I know that he was questionable. But I mean, it's tough because you have Deshaun Watson coming in with his first full year. He's finally knows this offense. And what no one's talking about is Elijah Moore's on this team now.
Right.
A good young wide receiver. And I think that's going to be really good for Deshaun Watson in this offense because he's going to have to make easy throws. I mean, Chubb is going to open up the passing game for him, and he's going to have Elijah Moore running them slants, breaking ankles on the corners. Right. And he's going to have a nice, easy little just slant across the middle, maybe throw some screens out, keep it simple for him, let Chubb open up the passing game. But it's Joe Burrow.
It is Joey B.
It's Joey B. So he is him.
It is Joey B.
So in that case, I'm staying away from this game. Kind of
right.
Similar to the Chiefs game. If I didn't catch it at that line, I did.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think if I were to bet this game, I'd probably go Browns plus 2.5 just because they're a divisional dog week one. But I don't like that 2.5. Only way I would even consider putting money on it is if it got to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's Joey B.
And which godforsaken tackle is going to be matched up with Myles Garrett?
Yeah. So exactly. So it's Joey B. But I also don't like betting against divisional teams that are at home that are dogs. So we're just gonna pass on this one. Not a good line for us. But next game is Texans at Ravens. This is gonna be one of my picks. So I'll let Christian start it off, and then I'll go into why I'm picking this game.
Yeah. So Texans Ravens. This is gonna be a rough game for Stroud to make his debut on. I think. This Ravens defense. I mean, playing against the Ravens in Week 1 as a rookie quarterback. I think that might be my nightmare.
Yeah,
honestly, Lamar Jackson. You know what no one is talking about, which is crazy to me. Everyone is sleeping on this receiving core. This is the most slept on receiving duo in the NFL, with OBJ and Zay Flowers. Think about it. Zay Flowers, I think, was the best receiver in the draft last year.
I disagree with that.
Jackson Smith-Njigba is a great wide receiver.
I disagree with that too. I think it's Addison, but
okay. I don't disagree. Addison's a great wide receiver, but you cannot. Do you not think that Zay Flowers is going to be a PPR animal?
Yeah,
he's going to be a PPR animal. I
don't know about one of the best duos. I mean, that's a rookie.
Yeah, not best duos.
And a guy that's tore his ACL.
Not best duos. I think most underrated. Most underrated.
I can see that.
Receiving duo.
I can see that.
Yeah, most underrated. So with that being said, I think they win, but I don't know about the cover. It's Stroud's first game. It's going to be tough. I know that you got a pick on this one.
Yes, sir.
I personally don't. If I was, I think the offense may come out slow. I'm thinking about maybe like a Ravens first half. I would love a Ravens first half or something like that. But I'm going to stay away from this one. I think Stroud's a really good quarterback, and I just don't want to step into an elite, a new upcomer if he is going to be elite like Patrick Mahomes per se.
So this is what I live for right here. This is what I live for. 10-point favorite week 1.
Right.
10-point favorite week 1. Right.
Right.
I'm taking the Texans plus 10.
Right.
And let me tell you why. So, Lamar is learning a new offense from Todd Monken. Go Dogs, by the way. And he's had some struggles. That's what's coming out of camp. That's
right.
what that's what I've heard from everything that I listened to. New offense. This isn't the offense that he ran with the old OC, where it was very simple for him. The read option stuff and the RPOs and all that stuff. This is a whole different offense here. Monken's had NFL experience. But we're week 1, right? A 10-point favorite in week 1. This isn't week 8.
Right.
Week 8, I'm staying away, and might even bet the Ravens here. Week 1, I'm going to take the Texans plus 10. That's just too many points in an NFL game for a week 1 game. There's so many kinks to be worked out for both teams. We can go back to last year. The Colts, I believe, were a 14-point favorite against the Texans last year, and they tied.
Yeah.
It was a tie. You're going to overtime. You already won your bet.
Right.
Yeah, I'm taking the Texans plus 10. Just too many points in a week 1 game with a team that's learning, with a new OC, new wide receiver group, kind of new all over the place. So,
right.
Give me the Texans plus 10.
Alrighty, that's Troy's first pick there. Texans plus 10. That's the first pick of the podcast of 2023. Alrighty, and that was something I was gonna bring up later in the podcast, but since you kind of hinted on it here, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. It is week 1, guys. I don't think we should be forcing anything. There's gonna be a lot of feeling out, a lot of roster changes, especially this year. A lot of kind of talent moved around. So week 1's a lot of feel out. Don't force any bets this week. You should be making your most bets on week 1. I know football just started and you're excited to make bets, but wait till next week, feel out this week, see how everyone plays, see how everyone's fitting in their new offenses, and then we can make our bets next week. But let's go ahead and jump over into Bucs Vikings. Troy, I'm going to let you go ahead and start this one.
Yeah, because you have a pick in this one.
Yeah, I have a pick on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and let you take
over
so this one.
I just don't know too much about this game. Which is why I'm passing on it. But the Vikings minus 5.5 is really, 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 really chalk. So if I had to lean somewhere, I'd probably go Bucs, just because we don't really know what the Vikings are going to do this year. So,
right.
Like I said, I don't know much about the game, so I'm going to be passing on this one.
Yeah.
The Bucs are going to be awful, so it could be a Vikings blowout if they have the passing game they did last year. But I think 70% of the bets are on the Vikings, so it just kind of scares me. So I'm going to stay away from this one.
Absolutely. I think this is kind of a strange one. The only reason that I'm betting on this one is all this preseason talk about the Bucs. Everything that I've seen week through and week through is just everybody shitting on the Bucs and how bad they're going to be, and showing clips of Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask not being able to make a 10-yard in route throw and just overthrowing them. If I'm on that team and I'm seeing this all preseason, we're not coming out week 1 firing. You know what I mean? I just don't think that this Bucs team is. I think they're playing for the first pick. To be honest with you, I think they know they have to have the first pick. If they don't have this first pick, then what? Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask is your franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you don't get Drake May, or you don't get Caleb Williams, one of these guys.
You better hope you get Caleb Williams or Drake May.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I think...
Caleb Williams might not even get drafted now or something. If you don't like the team. So
exactly. So there's 2 picks I have in this one. It's going to be... I think it's one of those ones where one of them is going to hit, or both of them are going to hit. So either you break even or you're going to make money, which I'm completely okay with. And it's going to be Vikings team total over 26.5, and it's going to be Vikings -6 as well. I'm going to take both of these. I think one of them's going to hit. Not to mention it's 1 o'clock on a Sunday. And we know
that's Kirk Cousins prime time.
We
right
know
there.
what Kirk Cousins does at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. He is the best quarterback at 1 o'clock on a Sunday. So he's got Jordan Addison added to this receiving core.
He's already
huge. This already stacked receiving core. I think that's a huge addition.
Think about Thielen, what he did.
Exactly.
That's kind of what we're expecting.
They got rid of Thielen and they replaced him with a younger, faster version of Thielen. So I think it's going to really. I think he's going to fit really well into this offense. I think he's going to be an immediate kind of starter for them, and just kind of get them going. And he'll be that deep ball where Justin Jefferson is deep ball, short ball, screen, everything. So they're going to be doubling him. They're not going to be thinking about Addison, and Addison is a stud wide receiver. So, like Troy said earlier, I think he may have been top 2, if not 1, best wide receiver that came out of this draft. I'm between him and Zay Flowers, in my opinion. Just because Jackson Smith and Jigba is in the Seahawks offense, which is very high passing offense, but Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf still there. While they're still there, that's just a lot of target share. But other than that, let's get on to this next game. We got Panthers versus Falcons. I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this one off, Troy. Pick on this one.
So no pick for me in this one. It's Desmond Ridder versus what's his fucking name? Carolina's Bryce Young. God, I couldn't think of his name. Desmond Ridder versus Bryce Young. I think Desmond Ridder is awful, and this is Bryce Young's first NFL game. So yeah, I mean, it's a guessing game for this game. Like if someone bets this game, they're guessing.
Yeah.
So if I were to bet it, it would probably be the Falcons -3.5 because they're at home, and they have some good skill guys.
Yeah.
So I would probably take them just with Bryce Young being his first game and stuff, but I'm going to pass on this one.
Right. I'd also pass on this one, but I did not pass on it like 2 weeks ago when it was -3. I am a Falcons fan, so I was just excited to watch Week 1's game. I threw I think $30 on this game or something stupid, nothing crazy. I just threw the little $30 on this. Bryce Young's first game. I think this secondary of Atlanta is going to be really good this year. You got Jeff Okudah, you got AJ Terrell, you got Jesse Bates. I think these 3 guys are going to be really good on the defense, and then that defensive front with Calais Campbell, kind of just a veteran presence on that defensive line is really going to help out with the pass rush, because our pass rush last year was horrid. We couldn't get to the quarterback. So hopefully that changes with Calais Campbell there and that veteran presence and kind of giving them the keys. And then he can also help stop the run of Carolina because they do have Miles Sanders now. I think that's going to be huge for us. And so I like the -3. I wouldn't take it at -3.5. I think that -3 and -3.5 is a huge difference, especially in this game. I think it comes down to a field goal or a touchdown for sure. So I think I either push or I win the bet. Hopefully, I don't see any world where Atlanta loses this game. But let's go ahead and take off the Jaguars versus Colts. This is probably going to be our spotlight of the week. Oh, sorry, skipping one. Cardinals Commanders. Ugh, you just want to.
Yeah, we can go quick through this one.
Let's go quick. I was just going to.
Yeah, the Cardinals are terrible, and Kyler Murray is obviously not playing. So if I were to go anywhere, it'd be Commanders -7. But it's Sam Howell's first game as like the starting quarterback. I know he started a couple games last year or whatever, but like starting the season as a starting quarterback. So it's just like again, a guessing game here. It's just kind of like the last game. So we're going to pass on this one and go right into you said Jags Colts next?
We're going to do Jags Colts next. And just quick on this is the shit bowl. Who the hell knows? And if I had a gun to my head, I'm taking Cardinals +7, maybe.
Yeah. It's
all right, Jaguars Colts, our spotlight of the week.
So the force is with us on this one. Shout out to Baby Yoda. I'm going to show him in the camera. But this is Baby Yoda's pick of the week, and this is our pick of the week. Both of us surprisingly have this as our lock of the week, pick of the week, whatever you want to call
Locks
it.
Of the week.
And we're both taking Jags -5. So reason for this is that offense that the Jags have this year is going to be really, really good with Trevor Lawrence in his third season. They're always pretty good defensively, but like I said, the offense with T-Law, Ridley's now here. You still have Christian Kirk, ETN, Evan Ingram. What's his name? Zay Jones,
buddy from Auburn.
Yeah, Tank. I mean, he might. I don't think he's going to be much, but yeah. Anyways, my point is, they're going to score, right? And that means the Colts are going to have to score. And do we really trust Anthony Richardson?
Jags
week
defense.
1, he's looked terrible in the preseason. He looked terrible in college. I know the talent's there, obviously. The arm talent, everything's there.
Athleticism.
But week 1, this is a real NFL game. This isn't, Florida versus UT, like whoever the hell week 1, right? This is a real football game. So, yeah, give me the Jags -5, and they might win this thing by 20.
Yeah, I can see that.
And, I will state that, this is chalk. But this is the chalk you take right here. This is just too easy to pass up.
Yeah, and something we didn't even mention is the Jaguars' pass rush.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this Jaguars' pass rush fucked Mahomes up last year.
Yeah, they did.
On a solid offensive line. The Chiefs don't have a great offensive line, but they have a solid offensive line, way better than the Colts last year. The Colts had one of the most talented offensive lines last year, and they were the most underperformed offensive line last year. And you're telling me they're going to have to go up against Jaguars, week 1. I think the Colts are going to be good, not this year. I think they'll be good maybe 2 or 3 years. I think Anthony Richardson will be a good quarterback, but not in his first year, not week 1, not against Jaguars, who almost, beat the Chiefs last year. So let's go ahead and get to the next game. It's going to be 49ers versus Steelers. I know Troy's got one in here, so I'm going to go ahead and just go through this real quick. I'm a Steelers fan. So I'm kind of biased on this.
Oh, you just said you were a Falcons fan.
I'm a Falcons and Steelers fan.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised Falcons and Steelers fan. You know this. But
the people don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But Falcons and Steelers guy. I love the Steelers this year. They're going to be really good. But it's 49ers week 1. I think Troy's going to have a really good point on this one. But honestly, it's week 1. I love Kenny Pickett. He's just scary week 1 taking him. And I just kind of want to see where the Steelers are at week 1 before making any bets or assumptions on them, especially playing the very good 49ers. But I know Troy's got one on this one, so I'm going to go ahead and let him take this one.
I love this pick right here. 49ers at the Steelers +2.5. And I'm going to be taking the Steelers here.
Coming to Hines.
Yes, sir. Here's the reason why. Yeah, the 49ers are a Super Bowl favorite, but again, I'm going to make emphasis on it's week 1. Brock Purdy's coming off the injury, and Bosa just signed the contract yesterday. He's not playing. He's not playing the whole game. He might play, 30 snaps or so, but he's not playing the whole game. No way that's going to happen. So, but I really like this Steelers team. I like Kenny Pickett in year 2, George Pickens in year 2. Deontay's still there. I like the offense. Obviously, the defense is going to be good, and then.
Of course.
This is my favorite point to make here. Mike Tomlin at home as an underdog is a ridiculous against the spread number. I believe it's like close to 70%.
Yeah.
So, give me Steelers +2.5 for those reasons right there, and they might win this thing outright.
I think you snagged it at +3.
Did I get? Okay, yeah,
you got it.
I got it at +3. Okay,
you got it yesterday, yeah.
Yep. So give me Steelers +3. Sorry, I have on my sheet +2.5 because I wrote this down this morning, but. That means it changed.
Yep.
That means money's going on the Steelers. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, so we got Titans versus Saints up next. I know that we don't really have much on this one. This is kind of weird to me. This is a big fill-out game. It's another one, week 1. I'm not going to bet or force anything. Derek Carr, new offense, no Alvin Kamara. Titans, Jesus Christ. I mean, they're the Titans, man. They run the ball 40 times a game. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, they keep trying. So, I mean, this is one I'm going to stay away from. I could easily see Derek Carr coming out and just dicing this Titans defense up. Or I could also just see a low-scoring game and the Titans just running the ball down their throat and just taking their time with the clock.
Right.
So I don't have a pick on this one and not much to say on this one. I'm going to pass this one over to Troy.
Yeah, I don't have a pick either, but I will note Mike Vrabel is really tempting to bet on week 1 like this as an underdog. He always has his defenses ready to go. This is a new quarterback, new offense, and all this stuff here. So I would lean Titans, but I'm not going to take it because I think they have it. I think they have the spread right at -3 Saints. So I think if you go to Nashville, it'd be Titans -3, and neutral site it would be a pick 'em. I think they have it right here. So it's a 50-50 game. There's no advantage for us to take a team here, so we're going to pass.
I'm excited to see DeAndre Hopkins and how they use him, though. We shall see on that. Alrighty, next one we got is Raiders versus Broncos. This is another one that I don't really have much on. This one, I mean, instead of giving you a bullshit play, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to stay away from this one. There's too many unknowns. This is another Week 1 situation. You got Jimmy G at QB. Is he going to be good? I think so. But I need to see him play after this injury. I need to see how he fits in this offense. Kind of everything there. And is Sean Payton still a winning coach in the NFL? That's a huge, huge if. I mean, he's been away from the game for a while. He's coming to
a couple of years, right?
And he's coming to a terrible situation. The Broncos were a joke last year. They were the joke of the NFL last year. They were supposed to be a Super Bowl team. Well, and they won what?
They have the talent. They got it. They have the talent. I think it was a coaching job that kind of messed. I mean, I like Nathaniel Hackett as an OC. Don't get me wrong. Not as a head coach. I think he works really well with Aaron Rodgers. So I'm not talking crap about Hackett. I like Hackett. He's a really good coach, but I think he just maybe it might have been overwhelmed last year with that team. So yeah, I'm with you on this one, man. I think it's a toss up. Not really. If I would lean anyway, any side, it would probably be the Raiders, just because I like that run game they have over there. So. Yeah, it's a pass for me, pass for you. Let's move on to the next one. What do we got?
So this next one that we got is going to be... Where am I at? Here we are. We got Eagles versus Patriots.
Eagles, Pats. And this is going to be a pick for me, so Colm, you go ahead and start this thing off.
I don't have too much on this one. I think it's a bait game. It's at -4, so you immediately think, oh, let me take the guys who were in the Super Bowl last year. And it's 75%... of the public is on the Eagles.
Yep.
So I think this is where Vegas wants to make their money. So if I was to make a play on this, it's going to be Pats +4, because as soon as you see this game, you want to click on the Eagles so fast. And as soon as I get that feeling, I'm like, oh, this is a big game for sure. So I think the Pats have a really good defense. They just got one of the best corners out of the draft. I know that he was struggling in preseason and training camp, but I think he'll be fine. It's Gonzalez, right? Christian Gonzalez? Yeah, he was struggling in training camp and preseason a little bit. I mean, he's a corner. He's not going to forget how to be a dominant corner.
Right.
So I think this Pats defense is really good. I think if I was to take anything, it would be Pats +4, or I might take the under in this. I think the under is...
I think that's a good play.
Yeah, I think the under is really, really... And I honestly might take it when it comes down to game day when I'm looking at the final lines. But yeah, I'm not gonna make it force anything on this one. But I'm gonna let Troy take over, and I'm sure he's got a good point for you.
Yeah. So a couple reasons why I'm making this pick. Not really much to it, honestly. But I'm gonna go Pats +4. So yeah, I like the Eagles. They're really good. They probably have the best team in the NFC, or the second best behind the 49ers. But again, this is Week 1, and this is Bill Belichick at home with 6 months to prepare for the Eagles, or however long when the schedule came out. So I just want you all to think about that. How long's he been coaching? 25 years with the Patriots or whatever. So think about that, and then this is your typical pros versus Joes game. Everybody public-wise is on the Eagles because it's the Eagles. They won the Super Bowl last year. Oh, my God. They're not losing this game, right? And they might win this game by 3. But I'm taking the Pats +4 for those reasons. I think what did you say, 75% of the public's on them?
75% of the public.
Yeah, and all the money's pouring in on the Pats, which that's a dead giveaway there. So give me the Pats +4 as my last pick of this week.
And that's kind of the same thing as like what we were saying earlier with Tomlin. You're giving Tomlin, what? They're at Gillette?
Yes.
Yeah, they're at Gillette. You're giving Belichick +4 Week 1 at home. So I think it's a big game, and it's going to be Troy's final pick. So we're going to go to the Rams Seahawks.
Okay, so I'll start these games off now, and then
you go ahead and you take over on these ones.
Yeah, so Rams Seahawks. It's kind of been a confusing game with the Cup news. I think if Cup was playing, I'd probably take the Rams plus 5.5 with him out now. It kind of makes it a toss-up game for me, and so that's why I'm passing on it. So, what about you?
I kind of felt the same way. I think if Cup wasn't playing this game, I think it would probably be like -3, -3.5. So the only reason.
I don't think it's changed since the news broke, has it?
It's had to have. It's had to have. But I know that. I think giving Stafford in week 1 plus 5.5 is kind of disrespectful. I'm a Georgia guy though, so once again I'm biased. So I know he's getting old. It's week 1. I would like to see how Stafford is after this injury because he is an older guy. It's another feel-out game. I don't know how Stafford's playing. I mean, this could be an easy plus 5.5 and make some money. And if you're taking the Rams, like
if Cup's playing, I think we put that as one of our plays.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if Cup wasn't playing, I still was looking at this game. But I mean, it could be a good spot because Cup's not playing, because you are getting that plus 5.5. But it's not something I'm going to risk. This might be a game day pick for me, but other than that, I'm probably going to stay away from it, and we'll come in next week and see what happened with it.
Gotcha. So we'll move on. So Dolphins versus Chargers here at the Chargers. Colm has a pick here, so I'll kind of dive into why I'm not picking it and where I would lean. This game is kind of like the Titans-Saints game. I think if it's in Miami, then the Dolphins are a 3-point favorite. So we're in LA, so the Chargers are a 3-point favorite. It's a toss-up game. It's a 50. I don't see any value in this game. If I were to pick a side, it would be Chargers -3, just because they have the better overall team, I believe. But again, I don't know. It's just a toss-up. It's either if Herbert does his thing and they win, I think. But again, that Dolphins team last year offensively was really good with Tyreek Hill and Waddle, so that's why I'm passing on this one.
Right. I have a play on this one. It is going to be the over in the game. I got it at over 51. The reason that I like this is I think it's a shootout. We know the Chargers and the Dolphins last year, when they were both healthy with Tua on the field and Herbert on the field, 80 to 70% of their games were shootouts. I mean, I couldn't tell you how many games did Herbert have last year where they had 31 and still lost, or they had 27 and still lost, or 28 and still lost. Yeah, and it just happened so many times. So when I saw this game, didn't really see any value in the line. I'm kind of with Troy on this. If I was to go somewhere on the line, it would probably be the Chargers because
of Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert, and then also Tua has like this whole. He's gained a little weight. He's not as quick as he used to be. He got a little beefier, so he could take more hits, I think.
Shout out Ryan Clark.
Yeah, he got a little bit beefier. Shout out Ryan Clark calling him out on that. But it is true. He is a little beefier, and it's probably so he can take hits. But, yeah, I would stay away from this one, other than the over 51.5. I really like that. I think worst case scenario, I think that the Chargers definitely put up at least 31 to 38. And I think the Dolphins can kind of squeeze in and cover the rest. And if not, I think it's a close game, and the Chargers win by 3 and it's a push, or even the Dolphins could cover.
Yeah.
Because we got to remember, guys, we got Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill on that offense, and then on the Chargers you have just a packed offense. You know what I mean? Like these two teams are meant to score, and the defenses are good, but they're not great. So I love the over in this one. We're gonna ride that with that as the last pick. Or actually, no, I got one more.
So yeah, we're going. Next game is we're going Packers at the Bears. This line was, I believe, at -3 Bears at one point. It's come down to -1 Bears. I know Christian has a pick here, so I'll be quick on this one. If I were to lean somewhere, it'd probably be go Pack go. But again, it's one of those toss-up games for me. Without line moving, it really entices me to take the Packers. But don't know too much about Jordan Love. It's kind of a guessing game with him, so I'm going to pass on this one.
Absolutely. I don't disagree with Troy here. A lot of people are going to be passing on this one. I really just have a couple points on this one that I really think is going to kind of show why I think the Bears -1 is going to be a really good play. I messed this up. Let me fix that. There we go. So, yeah, Bears -1. the reason I like this is I think the Bears are going to be a really solid team this year. I think that this could be an MVP type of year for Justin Fields. We saw what we could do on his legs last year. And then this offseason, they went and got DJ Moore. And I think DJ Moore is a really slept-on wide receiver in the NFL. He was in Carolina, we have to remember. And we're giving him an elite quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields was a top 5, top 8 quarterback last year. Was he not? Top 5, top 8.
Fantasy-wise, probably.
Yeah, fantasy-wise. So I would probably say, regular season. He's putting up the numbers. He's just got to have the guys there.
I like Justin Fields. Yeah, and I hope you're right.
Absolutely. And I think that you have Jordan Love coming in this Packers. His first start ever, correct?
Yeah. Maybe he might have started like a Week 17 game or something when Aaron Rodgers, when they made the playoffs.
Something like that.
I can't really remember, but first real. Yeah,
like this is his team kind of start.
Yeah.
I think that the Bears own this rivalry now, and I think that because of this game, the line the next time they play is going to be it's going to be -3.5, -6.5 maybe if they really fucking steamroll them. But I see no world where the Bears don't win this game. If they don't, it's going to be a bad fucking day in Chicago. If the Bears don't win this game, it's going to be a bad day in Chicago. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
So I think they have to win this one for Chicago. And if I'm not wrong, this game is in Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah. This game is in Chicago. So,
That's
Bears at home. At a big rivalry versus the Packers, and this is supposed to be this year. If they don't win this game, Chicago will be burnt to the ground. So Bears -1 for sure.
And with that, let's move into Cowboys at the Giants. Giants, are what's the spread on this game? We're both passing, so it's.
I think it's -3,
3.5, right?
Yeah, so -3.5.
Yeah, again, this is one of those games, divisional games. Rivalry, like kind of toss. I know the Cowboys have kind of owned the Giants in the past, but Daniel Jones has really come along lately.
Yeah.
So for me, Dallas -3.5, and they're on the road. Dak Prescott looks kind of shaky, and
I'm not
in training camp. I'm not a Prescott fan right now.
I think he's a bottom tier quarterback.
So I mean, this is a toss up. I mean, it's like.
Yeah,
it's like which quarterback is not going to throw 2 interceptions or turn the ball over. We're going to pass on this one. Anything you want to add?
It's such a big toss-up game for me. I mean, these guys always play each other so close. They're kind of so similar in what they do, and it's just like a very boring. Like I hate watching Cowboys versus Giants now. But if anything, I would take Giants +3.5, just because they lost the last matchup. So
and that home with the
right
with the
at
spread.
home with the spread, you lost your last matchup, so you have a revenge spot possibly. But that's the only value that I could see in this game. But I'm gonna stay away from this.
I like that. So going into the last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Bills at the Jets. So we're gonna pass on this one, and I'll tell you why I'm passing. I don't know if y'all have watched Hard Knocks, but it has fired me up for the Jets. Like, whenever I watch that show, I can't go to sleep the next 2 hours because it fires me up. But I have an emotional tie to the Jets now for some reason because of Hard Knocks. So my number one rule in betting is not to bet emotionally, and I would be going all over the Jets here.
Yeah.
I think it's too good of a script, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to pass for that reason.
So we're going to have to be honest with ourselves on this one, Troy. Think about this. It's Monday morning. You wake up. There's football that night.
Yeah.
We're going to make a fucking bet on this game.
There might be a little something.
Come on. We're going to make a bet on this game. So it's any primetime games.
If there's a way for, I'm sure
if we ever tell you we're not betting on primetime games.
If there's a way for me to bet Aaron Rodgers throwing a touchdown to Wilson.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But anyway, what I got on this one is didn't love what I saw in the preseason from the Jets. I mean, it wasn't bad, wasn't good, wasn't fireworks. I'm kind of.
You didn't like that drive that Aaron Rodgers threw to Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, it was nice. It was
talking shit to that guy. Hard Knock. Oh, that fired me up right there.
That did fire me up, and that team does have some fire to them.
And that defensive line is ridiculous.
The only thing where I think the Jets messed up in this offseason is the Jets didn't go and get a veteran receiver. a veteran receiver would have changed that receiving core. If you go get one of those big names like OBJ,
they got Randall Cobb. That's Aaron's boy right there.
Yeah, it's Aaron's boy, but Randall Cobb is 3 days from passing away.
I think they have.
What are you talking about?
I think they have a good receiving core. You got Garrett Wilson, who could be a JJ type guy this year.
Right.
I think McCole coming in, he's a really, really fast slot guy.
I got the Jets winning the Super Bowl.
Well, you got the Bills too.
I got the Bills too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got both.
So this is like, covered. You got to pass for that reason. You can't make a bet on this.
I'm still gonna make a bet on it. I'm probably gonna end up going Jets because I just love the Jets. But everything is telling me to go Bills -2 because of what happened last year, how the season ended. They're still playing their New York rival. And they're like, listen, this guy's not coming in to our state and just taking over. You know what I mean? Like, this is still Josh Allen's town, in my opinion. So, if I had to gun to my head, I think I'm taking Bills -2.5. But God, I just love
on the road.
I just love this Jets team
the road at Life Stadium, not MetLife. Jet Life Stadium.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out Aaron Rodgers for that one.
Honestly, I'd rather just bet on the Jets because I want to pull for the Jets this game. So I'm gonna probably end up taking Jets +2.5, which is just
look at that mind change real quick. That was like 10 seconds. He was Bills and then it's
Jets. No. I was always Bills, but I don't want to watch that game going for the Bills. I want to watch that game pulling for the Jets. So I'm probably gonna take the +2.5 and probably donate my money to somebody.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway,
that's everything for us. This is the T&C Sports Betting Podcast.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
And one more thing, we're going to be keeping track of all of our records. Yeah. So if you guys see this up here at the top,
we'll have that up there next time with
all
the
our records
and everything. And by the way, these are all 1-unit plays, and our lock of the week is a 2-unit play.
Yep. And a unit for us is $50, so take that in mind. But other than that, peace out, and we'll see you guys next week. This will be an every week thing. Peace.